Hi everyone, I'm Ferd and welcome to my video. I'm working on a Kohler Courage V Twin engine. This is just one of many videos that I'm doing on this engine as it is a complete rebuild. I have links in the description below of all the other videos that I upload that pertain to this engine. In this video, I'm doing a valve job, installing the heads with the hydraulic lifters. Because of the hydraulic lifters, there's a few little extra things that you have to do the job right. Watch to the end and I'll show you all those little things. Enjoy the video. I'm going to take the valves out of it. One way you can test these is put your thumb on there and just push. And if you can turn either one of those just with your thumb, then you know you've got a little bit of a problem there. But these are okay. Usually if they do turn, you can reseat the valves and that'll usually fix that problem. Unless there's something a little more serious wrong with it. But anyway, these are okay. And I'm going to go ahead and pop them out of there. They've got a retainer. And these are some pretty heavy duty springs, so I'm going to need the help of a spring compressor. So get this up like that on its side. And I've got it in the center of that valve, right there. This particular valve compressor, just ratchet it down. And then I can get my retainers off of it. Release it, and there's my spring and all the other parts. I don't feel any play in there, so this one feels to be okay. And then just do the same thing on the other side. And then on the intake side of things, you've got a seal over here. I'm hoping that by replacing those, it's going to get rid of that smoking when it first starts. But I need to clean these heads up. I'm going to reseat the valves on them before I put it all back together and put a new seal on there, and we'll go to the next one. On the head, go ahead and pop that seal off of it. Got two of these to do, and I'm going to lap these valves in. Got to clean these out really good. You don't want to leave any of this compound inside of there because it'll eat your valve guides up. I'm using some fine grit. And just put a little bit around the outside edge of the valve. Drop her down in there. Be careful you don't get any of it on the stem or get it down in that valve guide because it will eat it up. Got a little suction cup thingy. Put it on there. We're going to just a little bit of downward pressure to it. Had to elevate it on these blocks of wood because they poke out the other side beyond a flat surface. Pull her up, take a look at it. And you should see a nice shiny edge around the outside of the valve. Just like that. We'll go do this next one. And once you get the grit off of there, you should be able to see a nice shiny ring around the outside edge of it. Should look just like that. We can go ahead and clean these gasket surfaces. Take it out. I'm going to pressure wash them again. Get them all cleaned up, and then we can start putting them back together. With the types of gaskets they use on these small engines, it's not really necessary, but I like to clean up the bottom of the head on a flat surface with this big piece of sandpaper and flatten it out a little. It also gives it a clean surface for the gasket to mate to. Just slide it back and forth, turn it in different directions, and work with it a few minutes to clean it up the best you can. Just something I like to do. And that looks pretty good there. There's a little low spot here, but overall it's flat. Just a tiny bit of oil on that. Push her down on there. Oil in there. This is head number 2. Got all my stuff in bag number 2. We'll start with the intake valve. Put some assembly lube on there. Drop her down in there like that. Put her spring on there. Got her on the middle of the valve down here. Just squeeze her down till we get to those notches on the top of the valve. Give one more little click there. Got them dropped in there. And I'm going to release it. And that valve's in there. Do the same thing with the exhaust. You got her lubed up. Drop her down in there. Get my spring ready. And these are pretty easy to figure out. They're cone shape and that little skinny end's going to go down in there first. Got her in there, release it. And our valves are installed on that one. If you're using new hydraulic lifters, they need to be bled before you can install them. If not, you could bend the push rods or break the rocker arms. Here's a page from Kohler's service manual that tells you how to do it. I'm using my drill press in this demonstration. This can also be done in a vise with a C-clamp or a ratcheting clamp and a 5/16 inch socket. If using the vise or clamps, compress the inside of the lifter and just let it set for a few minutes. The whole idea is to get the excess oil out of the lifter. If not done properly, it'll cause the valve to remain open all the time. This in return will compress the valve spring solid, bending the push rod, breaking the rocker, or damaging the head. Kohler supplies you with a tube of cam lube with its lifters. Use one whole tube on one lifter and the lobe on the camshaft that it rides on. Now we can install the head. To prep the heads for installation, you want to clean the surfaces and remove any traces of oil and grease. Install the guide pins into the block. Install a new head gasket. Seat the head over the cylinder and remove the rocker arms. Install the 4 bolts and run them down finger tight. Torque the head bolts down in the sequence that you see here. This should be done in 2 steps, finishing up with a torque of 30 foot-pounds or 41.8 Newton meters. Lube the tips of the push rods and seat them in the lifters. Lube up the rocker arms. Bolt them down, leaving the push rods off to the side. The rocker arms need to be torqued without any load on them. The rocker arms are torqued at 100 inch-pounds or 11.3 Newton meters. Again, without the push rods under them. Double check that the rockers are centered and not turned off to the side. This can cause the push rod to come loose and fall out. There's a special tool sold by Kohler to lift the rocker arm to assist in sliding the push rod under it. No need to worry, we're going to make one out of this 8-inch piece of clothes hanger. The first two bends are about 1.5 inches across from each other. The other two bends are about the same. Make it like you see here. Then finish it up with a twist at the top to hold it together. Now slide the hoop over the rocker arm. Put a wrench or a pipe under it and push down like you see here, and you should be able to slide that push rod right under. Untwist the wire and do the next one. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good information out of it. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button and help support my channel. I got a lot of videos up there and I got a lot more coming. Ring that notification bell. You'll get notified as soon as I put them up there. Stay safe in the shop. Wear your safety glasses, gloves around gasoline, and have fun. Thank you for watching.